What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Spoilers. Today I thought we'd talk about Arachknight and answer the question as to whether or not should you buy this uniform, should you transcend this character? Well, first of all, guys, aesthetically, and this is completely subjective, I think he looks pretty damn cool. I really like the color scheme on Arachknight. I think he looks fantastic. Now, the thing to keep in mind about this character is that he is a heroic quest character, which means that the only way to get bios for this character is go into the heroic quest, choose him, and then spend some crystals in order to get some bios for the character, right? So you gotta spend a little moolah or extra moolah to level this character up, or just buy a mega uniform ticket for $40 American and try to take a mythic, right? And so that there alone, you know, you're going to be thinking to yourself, man, is he going to be strong enough? Is he going to have enough utility in order for me to spend that money or spend those crystals on him? And the answer to that question, guys, is not really. No. He's a decent character. He has decent power. He's very prop friendly, but he isn't a perfect character. And to be honest, considering the amount of resources that you got to put into this character to level him up, to max him out, I just don't really think he's worth it, right? He's a pretty fun character to play also. I mean, his physical attack's at 44,000, and that's with his leadership, as we'll talk about in a little bit. I don't have the best stats on him, guys. He does have leadership tag, and we'll talk about that in a little bit because that is a good tag, but you're going to find there's a lot of other good characters that have that tag as well, so that actually lowers his relevance even more. But he does have max tag speed. His critical rate is not too bad. His critical damage is pretty good. His ignore defense is a little low, but, 44%. But considering I got 22% Pierce on this account, it'll be fine. It'll be fine for what we're doing today. I did go ahead and put mythic physical attack Urus on this guy. I do have 100% physical attack on my cards. And as far as his Awaken skill, the Awaken skill is amazing on this character. You can cancel immediately, you can get all these buffs, you can get all the residual damage from it. It's pretty nice. It's nice that the remove all debuff is on here. I mean, it's a nice Awaken skill, but they really should have done a little bit more for this character. His passive increases guaranteed critical rate, guaranteed dodge. I mean, this is good stuff for extra survivability, to proc a rage if you put one on him, although he's very proc friendly. You don't need to put a rage on him at all. The second skill is 2 skilled, nothing really big there. The third skill gives him a 30% recovery of heal and a 50% all attack. This is very nice. And you want to hit this skill immediately to get all these buffs from this thing. And then the 4 has a nice damage proc by 90%, which is sweet, and a 7-second immunity. That is very nice for his survivability. And then his 5th skill gives him 7 seconds of invincibility. So you'll have super armor whenever he does this, and you don't have to worry about getting guard broken. That's actually really, really nice. He does have some penetration on this thing, which is pretty cool. But the thing that kind of sucks about him as far as like gameplay is like you'll go 3, 5, delay, and then 4. And the 4 is not an iframe, so he's just pretty much standing in front of the opponent. So he could take a lot of damage, especially if they have penetration. It can get pretty rough for you guys. And then his passive does give him a 40% of HP, which is really good, and the ignore target dodge rate by 25%, especially against null, is nice. His leadership is a kind of whatever leadership, okay? So it applies to Infinity Warp allies. For every extra Infinity Warp ally, you're going to gain an extra 10% attack for his leadership. Well, in this gameplay that I'm going to show you guys, I did go ahead and transcend Ghost Panther because he is one of the Infinity Warp allies. He does already have a damaged supervillain, and he is the character that I think you should transcend. So we're going to be getting this 55% increase to attack, okay? And the team that you guys are going to see it's a pretty damn OP team. It's not even that high of world boss, and he does pretty good, but honestly, you're going to find that he's not going to really have a lot of utility. So we'll run through the rotation really quick, even though I just explained it, but it's pretty simple. I mean, this is the one thing about him that I like a lot. Like he is easy to play, guys. Like, very, very easy to play. Look at all that damage going on right there. It's nuts. It's literally 3 cancel, transcended skill, cancel, 5, delay, 4. So 3, transcended skill, 5, delay. Once the web shoots out, then go into the 4th skill. And it's that easy. He's a very, very simple character to play, and that is something that's very nice about him. And his survivability seems to be okay, but I haven't been able to push him in high levels of world boss because honestly, he just doesn't have the damage. Now, I do have a stage 6 Power of Angry Hawk set on him to be fair, but still it's a good set to put on him. He doesn't have an artifact, and I'm only using a critical damage with lightning damage 140%. The lightning damage is a nothing for him, but the critical damage does help in 140% damage rock. Obviously, if I put a different obelisk on him, he would do more damage. And the uniform is only at normal, and again, guys, you can only get bios for this character if you spend the crystals and go into the heroic quest. It actually can get pretty damn rough trying to get, bios for him. So, I mean, if you jump into World Boss, guys, because he's not going to be an AC. I mean, you could probably use him in AC, but he's definitely not going to be a timeline character. If you go into World Boss, guys, the restrictions for this character are pretty limited, right? I mean, you can't really use him anywhere. Like, I'm going to show you guys a run against 19 here where you can use humans, right? But, here you can only use, like, in stage 24, you'd only be able to use him, and that's pretty much it, right? You'd only be able to use that character, right? You can only use him, and he would have no support at all in here. And guys, on my account, he can't do this. He cannot do this. It's actually very, very difficult for him to queue it up. And there's a lot of other characters that are already plenty strong enough, that have level 80s available, that can do it. And, those characters just hurt all these regular transcendent characters, all these tier 3s. I mean, you're just not going to use this character. He doesn't have agility, guys, so you can't use him there. Speed, this is getting very high for him, and there's just so many other characters that are going to be better and are going to be stronger than him. I mean, you got quite a few. I mean, you got Spider-Man, you got Black Widow, you got Makari, you have Luna. I mean, there's a lot of them, guys. Kamala. I mean, there's quite a few characters. Shuri, Miles. There's a lot of characters that can already do this, so it's kind of, And then he has the leadership tag, right? Well, the leadership tag comes in pretty useful against Mephisto, right? You scroll down here and you go to the leadership, right? Well, stage 39. Well, I mean, look at all the characters that have leadership. Moon Knight, Makari, Thor, like 2 character level 80. Captain America can go to level 80, right? Blue Dragon can go to level 80. I mean, there's a lot of them, guys. Luna can plow through this. Kamala can destroy this. Sharon can destroy this. Like, all kinds of characters can do this, right? Plenty of them can destroy this thing. And honestly, and Spider-Man would have a whole lot easier time than he will, because he just isn't that strong. And this is the thing that hurts the character. There just really isn't a lot of utility for him, which is pretty damn unfortunate. But I'll show you guys the run. You guys can check this out and watch him and see what you think. All right. Now, we're using double support, guys. We're using Ghost Panther. Remember, Arachknight's going to have 55% attack leadership because Ghost Panther's on the team. And we're using White Fox, who offers us 65% damage to super villains. And that extra ignore dodge by 30%, plus Arachknight has 25% ignore dodge. So we're only using 1 ignore dodge striker. And remember, his awakened skill does give ignore dodge. Now, the thing that sucks about him, at least against Null, is that his force skill is just right in front of Null. So if you were pushing high levels and the tentacles come down and hit you, you're going to take a tremendous amount of damage. Now, obviously, at stage 19, survivability is not a problem. It's not that difficult to keep him alive at all. In fact, it's very, very easy. And, this, when you look at this, you think, oh, the damage looks pretty good. Oh, it looks really good. But this is just stage 19, guys, with 22% pierce and 100% physical attack. We really should be seeing higher damage than this, and I say this all the time anymore, especially ever since tier 4 characters were introduced into Marvel Future Fight. These characters need to either have some serious utility, or they need to be super OP in order to get some shine. Otherwise, they'll just be forgotten about, just another, Barbie doll put on the shelf, added to the list, and that's pretty much what's going to happen to Arachknight, right? The fact that you have to go to Heroic Quest to farm for those bios, it's just, it's an extra expense that you shouldn't have to pay for a character like this, right? And it really sucks. I was kind of hoping he would get a little bit more. I don't expect every character to get this ultimate shine, but yeah, he's just, and another thing, he's just got a lot of competition, right? He's got a lot of competition, as we talked about earlier, with all the characters with leadership. you know, and in this day and age, characters just need to be super, super OP. I mean, I can't in good conscience recommend anybody to buy this uniform unless you love Arachknight, unless you want to make the most of him, make him as strong as can be, or you just want to use him for story requirements. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm not going to be playing this character, guys, at all. You know, but, you know, really for me, I just always use all my tier 4 characters to do all my world boss clears because I want to get my money's worth out of all those characters considering how many resources you have to put into them, right? That's kind of my whole thing. But, I mean, yeah, he's destroying this and he's, you know, he's plowing through this. But, guys, it's kind of misleading because it's just stage 19, right? And I can't use him in higher levels at all. Like, there's no way he could do it, right? I think even with a max build, it would still be very difficult for him, you know. And honestly, the fact that that force skill keeps him stationary in front of opponents does make me worry about his survivability in higher echelons of World Boss. But I'm going to go ahead and end this. I don't want to do this clear, but I'm just going to do this one last attack, guys. Right? And as you guys can see, you know, we did take a good, you know, we took about, you know, a third of damage. And, you know, in 3 minutes, he pretty much, you know, destroyed this. And like I said earlier, this is a good time, right? It's not too bad. But honestly, stage 19 isn't really a big gauge to go by. And I tried the character out in higher stages, and he really did have some trouble, guys. So, like, you know, we'll try this on the emulator, right? But if you go into higher stages, like against Null, let's see here. Let me try this. Let me show you. So against stage 24, right, we can use this character. Let's see if I can find him here real quick. There he is. Right, we can use Ghost Panther, which is good. Thank God we can use him. Right, we'll go ahead and put Silver Surfer. I think I got an insight on Silver Surfer. And we need one Ignore Dodge Striker. Let me see here. And there we go, one Ignore Dodge Striker. So let's see how well he does in the first part of the phase against us, right? Now we're only using one support. We're not using White Fox. We're just at stage 24. Now, playing on my emulator, this is going to be pretty fun. The run you guys just saw was actually from my phone. There we go. Okay. I mean, he's an easy character to play for sure. I can't hit my co-op because on my emulator it's not mapped, so yeah. I mean, the moment he shoots out those webs on that fifth skill, just go right into your fourth skill. I mean, he's a smooth character to play. I mean, that's something that's really nice about him. But you really got to be careful of the tentacles. Those things will hit you while you're on the ground, and you can take a lot of damage. Right there, I got popped. Right, but we're not in that high a level. Okay, I'm going to run back here and try to avoid getting caught in the... we did get caught. We got caught in the cage. Bummer. Down here. And... okay, whoa. Damn tentacles. Oh, we're going to get... oh, okay. I thought we were going to get time frozen there. Oh, we had the debuff up. That's why we didn't get time frozen. But as you guys can see, man, you do get popped by the tentacles whenever you're doing that fourth skill because you're not in an iframe. And as you guys can see, you know, now that we're not using White Fox and we're just using the one support. No, get up here, get up here, get up here. It's a totally different world as far as how much damage we're doing, right? Whenever we did stage 19, like I said earlier, it's a little misleading because when you just go up just a little bit higher, right? This took, you know, almost 2 minutes. Now, he probably could do this, right? And definitely if I put a better obelisk on him, he could do this, right? But with 22% pierce and 100% physical attack, I just don't think it's good enough, and I don't think it really justifies leveling the character up unless he's one of your favorite characters. It always goes without saying, guys, if they're your favorite character and you really like the look of the uniform, the aesthetics, always buy them, always pick them up, man. Always enjoy the game for the most that it has to offer. But from a practical standpoint, from a utility standpoint, I can't really see buying this uniform. But let me know how you're all feeling about Arachknight. I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.